Episode 3 only has 13 views.
13? Hey, we're pretty famous. No big deal.
Took a whole 2 weeks.
Um, we do it live. Um,
Wow.
what episode 4? Well, this
18th
is
annual,
weird.
right?
This isn't episode 4 of this is the fourth annual um Star Wars shit.
Yes.
But this one's gonna be easy though. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Short
Really?
story short. The movie is pretty good. Go watch it.
Is it good?
That's it. That's all we got.
That's it?
To be
You ain't
honest
got
though,
no bonkers off the wall like takes?
actually no. It's funny that all of mine, like, do have some notes on it, but like a good 60% of my notes are quotes and just like how solid the fucking characters were. But the movie itself is just solid. It's just like a solid shit. There's almost nothing to say about it.
I think it's actually funny because we both agree as
Really?
well. Yeah, I would say it's kind of solid. It's a little less than I remember it, but again, yeah, it's good. It doesn't do anything terrible.
Right.
Uh,
I like it, and I think the acting is what puts it as far as like better. As far as the story and everything else, the settings and all, they were just
yeah.
solid. But then the acting is to me, and like the character selection, the dialogue, it
You know,
brought
we
it.
have to talk about this, right? It has to be like,
What?
so we actually have to talk about it, not just like, yeah, it's good, but done.
Oh no, that was just a funny intro. We'll
Oh
definitely
yeah,
get
yeah,
into
yeah.
some of the minor
Okay,
details. I usually go through all
okay,
my points.
okay, I got you.
But starting with the beginning, the intro words weren't as hype. Um, did you notice that?
Yes.
Why? Is it
Because
the
it's
same
the first
song
one.
or is it different?
It's the same song. It's just that it's a different. The intro is like their first time writing an intro, right?
Well, no, it doesn't
So,
matter what the words say. I'm just talking about in general, like the
oh, while you were reading it, it wasn't as hype. You
yeah,
mean?
like it didn't hit me with the bah, brrrah, brrrah, dun,
It
dun, dun,
might
dun,
be
dun, like
different music. I'm not sure. I think it's the same.
that's what I
Pretty
thought. I was
sure.
like, that's the same music, right? But somehow it just wasn't as hype. It wasn't like it was like a dramatic difference, but I was just a little bit less on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh. Either way,
Mm.
weird nitpicky stuff. Did you notice CP3PO had a silver shin in the first scene of the movie?
No.
He had a silver shin on his right
Weird.
foot, or right shin. I was like, the fuck? And then I had to pause and rewind. I said, is that really? And then I was like, huh. And I checked other scenes later. The lighting was weird, and I wasn't sure if he still had that silver. But then I think he lost it completely after they fixed him, after he got dramatically ripped apart by those sand people. It was such a sad scene.
That's just sad thing.
It really was,
Yeah.
dude. Also, another funny nitpicky thing. It's got making fun of this movie more than anything. But in the very beginning, did you see when Vader, when he first walks into the ship, the way he puts his hands on his hips and looks down left and looks down to the right?
I don't remember that.
Oh my god, that shit made me laugh, dude. He looked like an unimpressed lady on like renovating houses or something on like the HG channel.
Hmm.
Oh, that shit was so funny. Oh, this just won't do. Like, oh man,
Bro, that's funny.
it really
Oh,
was. Good. I thought you had something you had to go.
no,
Uh,
no.
uh,
I was laughing.
before they picked up the queen or the princess, dude mentions 3PO mentions they're gonna take us to the spice mines at Kessel, and I thought about it. Is that the place in Solo they went to?
Yeah, the Kessel Run. Yeah.
That was the place they went to. So that was the slave place where all the robots were working.
Yes.
I was like, that's cool. They brought that back. And what was funnier though is how the fuck 3PO knew about that. Like, there's this mysterious robot slave camp that like other robots know about in the universe. Like,
I mean, he had what the Sith language in episode 6 or 9, right? So he just has like random information for some reason.
right? Maybe
Uh,
he's seen more than we thought. Maybe he's been wiped a bunch of times, but he just knows a bunch of shit secretly.
it just comes and goes.
Right? It's
He's like
possible.
your crazy uncle
Yeah, because he's
who's
been
been in
around for a
like two.
while.
He's been in 2 wars.
Yeah, the fucker's been around for a long time. Like, he's definitely because he had seen some shit even before, right? Um, no, that's not true because Anakin built him, so he didn't see. Well, we
Yeah,
don't know
that's
where
it.
Anakin got him, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I guess he could have already been like pre-built and Anakin just fixed him.
Right. He called him the Maker, but we don't know if that was just he got wiped again and then repurposed. Like,
Yeah, right.
That'd be fucking crazy. The deep lore behind C-3PO. He's been there since like the dawn. Like he's like 1,000 years old.
I think he's one of the only actors that's still alive.
Hell yeah.
From that. I mean, well, I mean, Luke and Han.
Right,
I know
right.
Chewie's dead. Uh,
Dude, you know one thing I didn't remember until my second watch is how fucking hot-headed Vader was in the beginning.
yeah.
Like holy shit. I remember like cool, calculated. I'm a bad guy. That fucker was in. He said, "I want it now." I said, "Damn, son,
I
calm
want
down."
my life.
That fucker was
Uh,
foaming at the mouth. I said, "Holy shit, this ain't your
yeah.
grandpa's Vader." Oh my god.
It is your grandpa's Vader.
Oh yeah, technically. Weird. Oh man. But nah, the best shit, dude, is 3PO and R2. Like literally, like 60% of my notes are 3PO or R2 quotes because they're the best shit.
Yo,
You
3PO, it wasn't a 3PO. Fucking R2 was hilarious in this movie. I forgot how much he actually was funny.
right? No,
Uh,
those two almost made the movie in plenty of scenes. That shit was great. What the fuck? It's probably in here somewhere. um, what do you call it? Yeah, when he asked if he likes him, he was like,
yeah,
"Now show him the thing." He refused to show him the thing. Then he
that was
said,
funny.
he
He
walks. He
said,
said,
"What?
"No, I
What
don't think he likes you
recording?"
at all."
Yeah, that had me fucking dying.
Uh,
He was like, "Show him the recording." What recording?
right? What do you mean?
What do you
What
mean, what
recording?
recording?
You stupid.
What do you
uh,
what do you mean, what recording?
the fucker said, "No, I don't think he likes you. I don't like you either." Oh my god, that shit was
So
too
he says it's
good.
a malfunction, sir.
Right. He said he's pretty trustworthy. I've been through a lot with him. Immediately, fucking just starts lying to Luke and shit, like being super obstinate, runs away.
I think this thing is getting in my way. It's screwing up my.
Right.
And
Sneaky fucker.
he pries it off so that way it doesn't interfere with his fucking code anymore. And he's like, all right, now I'm free.
Right, dude. R2's fucking funny, dude. Like, for a character who had almost like literally technically had no lines, bro.
Right? He just
Oof.
his lines are all beep 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 boop boop.
Right.
Uh,
Nah, he was great. Fucking obviously C-3PO is bouncing off him all the time, so those two were great.
yeah. C-3PO is basically translating for him, but
Right. I like when that fucker he's trying to fix it. He's like, they call him for dinner. He hands 3PO a wrench. See what you can do with this guy. Like, it's a fucking protocol droid. He's not a mechanic.
he can be. You don't know.
It was just funny though. It was like he just instantly trusted 3PO. Like he was a member of the family almost immediately. That shit was great.
He's just a droid.
God, that shit was funny. They get out his whole fucking interlude. Like, no, I don't think we should go that way. I think there's civilization this way. What gives you the idea that there's civilization that way? He just doesn't respond. Oh, he said, you know what? I'm going this way. And don't come crying to me when you end up trapped and alone and scared. That fucker leaves, gets lost. You know, he tricked me into going this way. I was never going to go this way in the first place.
Bro.
I fucking died. You know, C-3PO reminds
Fucking
me of
love the
Chris.
Jawas too, and that's oh my god, that's probably my favorite race in
Oh,
Star
dude, the
Wars.
Jawa, they're so adorable. Like, even
Nah,
when they
it's
were...
just how fucking just shitty they are. They fucking steal everybody's shit and they sell.
Dude, speaking of, one of my favorite lines in the movie. Hey, you know, I'm beginning to think this R2 unit might have been stolen. What makes you think that? Nothing. Not that it came from a sketchy ass caravan covered in dirt and shit with dings on it. Like, oh my
Man,
god, that shit.
it the Jawas are in The Mandalorian and they're in fucking Obi-Wan and they just they're even better.
I
Oh
love
my
them,
god,
dude. At first, I thought they were scumbags, but then they were kind of adorable. I was like, I can't not like these guys.
they're
They're
still
too cute.
scumbags.
But they're so adorable, dude. Like, also, they called the other fuckers. They always say Sand people. I thought they were Tusken
Yeah,
Raiders, or did they not know that?
we didn't call them Tusken Raiders yet.
No, because they called them that in number 1, right?
Yeah, but we didn't the fan base and
Oh,
George
they didn't have
Lucas
a name
hadn't
by
had a
then.
name for him yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's like just like
I
continuity
don't think
thing.
they're originally going to be a different race. I think they were just going to be people that lived in the sands and were like
Oh, yeah, that makes
savages.
sense.
But then he changed his mind and made them aliens, so now they're Tusken Raiders or something like that.
Right, right. I guess
Uh,
that makes sense.
I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm not 100% on that one.
Also, so Luke has no idea what planet he's on. Because he was like, I don't even know what planet I'm on. And then he was like, yeah, if there's
I
one
thought
that's
3PO
farthest
said
away.
that.
Yeah, no, 3PO shouldn't know. But then he tells that to Luke, and Luke just doesn't respond. He's just like, oh, well,
He
yeah.
says he says if there's a center to the galaxy, I thought it was a joke he was making about how far from the center of the galaxy they are.
Right.
Um,
But I thought he
he
was asking
says
a question. Maybe he didn't interpret it that way, so he didn't actually respond.
he did respond.
Well, yes, I know
Let's
he
say
said the thing about this, if there's the farthest away, or whatever, like,
yeah.
I know what he said about the generic thing, but that wasn't really a response as to his question.
I thought it was a response, angsty teenager response. Yeah, I live on the outskirts of fucking nowhere. Um,
Right.
like just
I
being
guess
a
he was
shit,
also, he played a really good teenage brat.
right?
Like, immediately, I was like, wow, his character's really
Like
compelling.
people defend little baby boy Annie, but there are people who exist who bitch about Luke being a whiny teenager, and I'm like, you know what? He did a pretty good job.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
great. He didn't want to do his chores. All his friends were leaving, and he knows that he's gonna get stuck here forever.
yeah.
Oh, just one more harvest, just one more. Oh yeah, well you said that last year. Damn, that shit was fucked up. Uh, so yeah, no, he knows, and he's also like a good kid, so he doesn't want to be rude or mean. But you can tell the angst is building of like, I don't want to fucking be here no more. Uh, but he's really respectful to his parents, or I guess uncles and aunt. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I think he played it really well. Also his general like
So that yeah, they're
he
not a human species to go back to the Tuscan Raiders.
gotcha. Uh,
Mm.
he felt like even when he would complain about stuff, he delivery was great. He's like, oh come on, this one's busted. Like when like the red one exploded,
Yeah.
it was so natural. Like I don't know, yeah, he's just delivered his lines really well. But what do you call it? The uncle fucked up bad though. That shit was just stupid on his part. The
hmm
fucker's like, mentions. I think he knows. I think he's talking about old Ben. Or no, he's a weirdo. Don't talk to him. None of that's real. Just focus on this and don't leave it all alone. Immediately, the next sentence. Yeah, he knows your father. What? Or whatever the fuck he said to slip it.
He died
Yeah.
around the same time as your father.
Oh, so he
He
knows
knew
my
my
dad.
father?
I said leave it alone. The motherfucker, you opened the door. Like, because the look on Luke's face when he first responded was like, oh, yeah, you're right. They're probably not connected at all. And then immediately opened the can of worms.
Right.
It was like, you're just asking for that. Also, do you know what academy they're talking about? He was like,
Some academy that Luke wanted to go to learn how to what was it, fly?
I
Like
don't.
it was
That's what I
a
was wondering. They
like
never mentioned what it was, but he said one of his buddies went there and he met him with the
yeah.
resistance.
Yeah, he was at the rebellion.
So I was like, is it
But
a
he
resistance
went to the
academy?
academy. No, he went to the academy to learn how to be a pilot, but then he joined the resistance, I guess. There's a lot of deleted scenes. You could probably look up some. There's a lot of them were with Luke's friends too.
Oh, we
Um,
got the friends and scenes.
yeah, we got one of them, and we saw the one in fucking when he joins up with the rebellion,
Right,
but
right. I mean, outside of that, I guess. Yeah.
there was a supposed to be a scene in the beginning of the movie where his friends left to join the academy, and then
Right.
it cut to Leia, uh, and the whole the her like getting the plans to the Death Star and stuff like that.
Ah, I
Um,
see. Maybe
so
that felt weird. Maybe they didn't like it. They want to just throw you in the
yeah,
action.
yeah,
That makes sense.
a lot better.
I can kind of agree with the way
Makes
that they did it.
makes more sense. I like it better.
Right. Speaking of one thing about getting you into the world, when he left off at the dinner table and walked outside, that was the moment. I think that was the exact moment where everybody probably lost their shit and fell in love with the movie, I feel like. Because the
Sure.
way the score was in the background with the suns and like the way he stood there all dramatically with the wind blowing, oh my god. It was just like such an impactful scene that had like nothing to do with anything. It's just him standing outside, but holy shit. Um, that one shot was, I think, really fucking good. I think probably the best shot of the movie as far as like, impactfulness. But I guess
Yeah,
not impactful for the story, but as far as like, whoa, I'm invested in this world and shit now.
yeah.
When they went to go find R2, why the fuck was C-3PO driving? He goes, hit the
Venus.
accelerator. Like, why would you let 3PO drive? He can't even bend his arms.
You don't know. Maybe he's a good driver since he's a droid.
I just thought that was funny. He hit the accelerator. Like, what? Why aren't you driving? He doesn't even know where he's going. Like, he's
He doesn't
never
have a
been here
license. He's
before.
a teenager.
Sure. Oh, that shit was funny. No, I did like though that when Obi-Wan shows up, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I said he could sense it. Um, that was really cool. Also, they showed that he could sense other shit like Yoda does whenever the planet explodes.
Yeah,
He does that thing where his whole body almost collapses, and he's like, "Holy
yeah,
shit!" I thought that was really cool. And obviously, this is the first movie, so anything that like the other movies do is what it's tying back to. But chronologically,
yeah,
it feels really good still.
yeah,
Um, listening to him tell his old stories was also fucking cool. I just want to sit there and listen to him talk all night. Like, yeah, tell me cool stuff about
yeah. It
you.
was an Empire. It was an Empire Academy he wanted to join to become a pilot.
Oh, okay. So the Empire had shit out there.
Yeah, I guess.
Gotcha.
I mean, I assume it's just like, oh yeah, come join the military, kid. You get out of your mundane life.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, dude, they killed all the Jawas. That shit was sad. I couldn't. That shit made me like legit sad. I was like, dude, what the fuck? They killed all the
Yeah, yeah.
Jawas?
The deleted scene was there was one deleted scene I remember seeing with
Mm-hmm.
him and his friends, and then there's one where his friend telling him he's leaving the academy, joining the rebellion. Uh, so
Uh,
and then he runs into him, and later on in the movie.
oh,
But I guess
cool.
he was supposed to have a bigger role, and then they cut him out
Yeah,
after
it was
episode
the
one
movie was 2 hours already. So.
or episode four. I mean, yeah. Well, if you look at the original script, ooh, it would have been even longer.
Oh baby, I'm fine with that. Listen, if there's one thing I want more of, it's Star Wars. All these movies suffer from
I
that.
don't think it would have got big. I don't think people would have went. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people would have saw it and said, "Yo, this shit's amazing," and then people would have went to the movie theater to go see a 3.5 hour movie back in the 70s.
Right, no, that's
Uh,
true. I don't think it would have. The time was not ready for it back then, but it would have been good.
yeah,
Now I do love the line though. It was like,
yeah.
"Hey, do you think Sand People got them? Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise." Oh my
They
god,
always miss.
I fucking laughed. I was like, really? And then like the rest of the movie, you just see them like not being able to hit Luke and Leia stationary behind backs against the wall.
Right.
I get it, you have to do it for dramatic effect, but that shit really was funny that that line was there. When he
The
goes
Imperial
back to his parents,
stormtroopers are
did
so
you see
pathetic.
that they were burnt to a crisp and the skeletons
Yeah,
were on the
they're
floor?
fucking literally just skeletons with a little bit of meat, burnt meat on them.
Holy fuck, dude! I did not remember that. That was really dark.
Yeah, I remember it.
Holy cow, dude! I
'Cause I
was
saw
like,
someone, I've mentioned it before. Whenever people like bitch about stuff being in like kids movies, this is a kids movie. It shouldn't be this bleak. I said, Star Wars.
right? Nah, that
I
shit was
always go
funny.
back and show them that, and they go that no one remembers it. No one remembers that scene.
Well, because nobody used to remember anything because it was fine. It was just a part of like no one
Also,
did.
I say the only people I know who rewatched like episode four over and over again is Kane. So
Right,
Kane and Katie, they rewatch the original trilogy all the time. Um,
right.
so
Nah, that shit. You also, you know, 3PO is a racist. He's
what
seen a
did he say?
Jawa. He was like, "Oh, the Jawas, disgusting creatures." I was like, "Oh, you can't
They
say
are
that.
disgusting creatures.
You can't say that. It's 3PO. That's racist." But then
He's a
again, they
droid.
did
It's fine.
they did
He's
kidnap
punching
him,
up. He's punching up, so it's okay.
bro. They have better social
Who
status,
was
so
it?
it's
Isn't
okay.
that it was Dave Chappelle? As long as you punch up, it's okay. You can't punch down.
Bro, that's funny. It's also kind of not wrong, right? That shit was great. Also, dude, I did not remember just how handsome Han was.
All right. Yeah,
Holy shit.
Han Solo was a handsome man back in the day.
My
Uh,
God. Like I
I mean,
remember him from
he's
Indiana
still a handsome
Jones.
80-year-old dude. Is he 80 or is he 90?
Oh,
I
he's
don't know.
old. But I mean, I
He's
remember
8.
him
I'm gonna go with 80. I don't think he's 90.
right.
Uh,
But he was in Indiana Jones. I remember seeing him like he walked in and he had like the little thing. He was like touching a statue or like in some guy's office.
yeah,
I remember him being very commanding in that scene, but I don't remember
yeah.
him being so damn handsome. I don't know if it was the outfit, the gun, the attitude, but when they
It was
first
all of it.
introduced him, I said, "Oh my God, take me away." That shit was funny.
Luke was also a young boy.
Yeah, he was a pretty cute boy, wasn't he? Had the hair,
I
the
said, young
chin.
boy, you fucking fruit.
I mean, I'm just saying, he had the chin, the hair. I thought we were just talking about in general, like because Mark Hamill does not look, like a handsome old man.
Oh no, yeah, definitely not.
He
He
didn't
didn't
age
have.
well.
Well, I mean, he did get in that motorcycle accident, and they
Oh,
had
I
to
didn't know that.
reconstruct his face.
I did not know that at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. In Empire, when he has like, when he's like all bandaged up, when he like gets attacked by the thing. I'm pretty sure that's because around that time it
Oh,
was when he's all bandaged up and he's all like bleeding and stuff, he's actually just got out of surgery from his motorcycle accident,
Dang, that's crazy. I never knew that.
and that's why he looks so different in the later movies.
Right.
He's like reconstructed his face. Uh, yeah.
Another thing, and I'm gonna still complain about this, is I want justice for R2. They left him on the stairs again. When they were going to the fucking Falcon, they all just, even 3PO, they just walk down the stairs and you see him, boop,
Yeah.
boop, just taking one stair at a time. I'm like, you're gonna leave him behind. Oh, I can't. But what do you call it? Fucking Chewie.
Well, I guess they didn't have to. Did they? I don't. I can't tell.
Huh?
I was reading this thing. He was going like 60, 65 to 70 miles an hour, and he's going. He like lost control on an off ramp and went off the road,
Damn.
fractured his nose and his cheek.
Good he didn't die. He wasn't wearing a helmet.
So yeah, whenever he's like all beat up in that scene after what's his name, that what was it, the Yeti beats him up. Those
Right.
scars are his actual scars from his surgery.
That's cool. This ain't
Yeah.
CG. This ain't makeup.
I was talking to Keely about it. I was like, it's actually hilarious. I know it's not the exact same thing, but like Hayden Christensen fell in the bathtub, and that's how he got that scar that he has in episode 3.
That's cool.
Um, so they both had an accident, and then they ended up giving something to their character in the movie.
Hell yeah. Dude, it's
Accident-
actually
they never,
beautiful how like
they
film
never,
happens like that.
they never actually acknowledged the scar. I guess we don't really know.
Right.
We know how Luke got those scars. He got attacked by a Yeti. We don't know how Anakin got his scar until the Clone Wars. We see it in the Clone Wars.
Right.
So yeah,
But nah, I liked fucking this again. The characters are what made it for me.
yeah.
Every moment, all my notes are characters. When Chewie's sitting there playing chess with C-3PO or R2, whichever one, and he sits there and he was like starts to lose and gets pissed. He was like, "Well, I don't think you should let him win or something." Han goes, "Yeah, normal people don't rip your arm out of your sockets if they lose." He's, "Oh, I think I've changed my mind." And you look over at Chewie, who heard the whole exchange, puts his hands behind his head and goes, "Yeah, I would do that. Now let me win." Like he's cool with it.
I think you should. That was so funny. 3PO was like, I have a new strategy, R2. Let the Wookiee win.
Right. And it's funny. Chewie's cool. That was the best part for me. Chewie's cool with it. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can insult my intelligence, but I still won. Who's the bigger nerd now?
Oh shit.
Oh, man. Fucking Han. Talking about she's gonna die. Better her than me. Oh, I fucking love it, dude. When they're sitting in the fucking cockpit and Luke's talking about going to save him, or they're in the command center tower thing.
Mhm.
He's like, we gotta go save her. She's gonna die. Better her than me. And then he's talking about, I can make you filthy rich. More rich than you can even imagine. I don't know, kid. I can imagine quite a bit.
Yeah,
I fucking love it, dude. Just
I
like,
can imagine quite a bit.
right. All of his lines were so good. His character was so cool. All his
Han was
interactions
my
with fucking
favorite.
Jabba.
Han was my favorite in episode 4. He definitely wasn't my favorite. The other two. He was at his coolest in episode 4.
Got you.
Um,
I thought he was pretty cool in number 1, but he looked a little bit
think-
like fumbling, I guess.
yeah,
You know, he's apparently not making enough money. Bounty hunters are after him, but I don't know. He still seemed cool enough, but he did seem a little bit less like he's hiding
Wait.
something. You know, or he's like,
I'm,
yeah, you're
no,
cool.
I'm talking about that one, that movie.
Huh?
I'm talking about New Hope.
Are you talking about 4?
He's at his cool.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
I thought you said. I
4.
thought you were talking about Empire. Oops.
No, I said yeah. I was Empire was the one I was at the least, unless that's what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about 4.
No, I was talking about 4 and yeah, 4 is my favorite.
okay,
Like,
okay.
4, he was really cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you
4
did get
is-
a sense that maybe he's a liar, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. Because why doesn't he have any money? Like, why is he broke? And why are people after him? And you know what I mean? And we
Yeah.
also don't know how many times he's ditched cargo and, like, been clearly just being a bitch, right?
Yeah.
Because they're making fun of it.
We know he did cargo once at least, and that's why he's in such dire straits.
Right. And we don't know that he was actually going to get boarded either. That's why everyone's making fun of him. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, man, even sometimes I get boarded. But then they talk later, I think Jabba mentions it. I can't have you dropping cargo just because there's a Empire starship in the vicinity.
Oh yeah, they added that scene back in. I forgot. That was a deleted scene where he runs into Jabba
Oh,
before he
that scene
leaves,
was great.
right?
He said, "Look, come on, man!" Yeah. And he steps on his fucking tail.
Have you seen that original scene? Uh, before they added Jabba back in around episode one, whenever they made episode one, two, and three,
Uh-uh.
or whenever they made episode one, they re-added that scene into like those new additions.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
that.
yeah, because they didn't know what. Well, I don't know why they took it out, but they had a person. They didn't have Jabba the Hutt as an alien. They had a person named Jabba the Hutt.
Really? Huh.
Yeah,
I know. I guess I forgot that, but I was also like,
he's just
8.
a fat dude. So
Ah, I see. And it was deleted originally.
yeah, it was deleted originally, and then whenever they decided to film Jabba in episode six, they that's when they made the animatronic Jabba the Hutt,
Right.
the
Which he
alien
was a
version
lot
of him,
bigger. I felt like the Jabba in that scene was very small.
right? Well,
At
it's because he
least,
was only taking yeah, because the shot didn't really that wasn't made for big ass Jabba, so yeah.
right.
Even the one with when they initially put it in, whenever during episode one era, looked really shitty. So
Right.
but then they CG'd over it around 2000. I'm gonna go with seven, somewhere
Oh,
around
that
there.
makes sense because it was just fake Jabba. So Han never reacted. Duh, he didn't react that. It's fucking 80 years old or whatever.
Yeah,
Um, oh, that makes more sense. Did you notice when he was like, I have an idea, and he went to go put the cuffs on Chewie, that Chewie freaked the fuck out?
yeah,
I thought that was cool. I don't know if obviously it was planned, but he ended up in prison when Han found him,
yeah,
and I wonder if that's why he freaked out like that.
yeah.
I was like,
I would
that's
say
fucking
we
cool.
never knew until Solo, really. We
Right,
just
and then
kind of had
also
to
look when he's in
interpret.
the trash chute.
Yeah,
He's very uncomfortable in there. Like,
yeah,
more so than anybody, he does not like being in that fucking tiny box. And
yeah.
I was like, holy shit. It was kind of funny. I did laugh at him because he was freaking out. I'm like, you're a Wookiee. Get it together. Why are you freaking out like a bitch? He's like, ooh, like whining and shit. Like, he goes, I
I
don't
can't do it.
like it in here. I want to get
Yeah.
out. But then it made
Yo,
more sense,
Leia
though.
took control whenever after they rescued her. uh,
Which one?
she's like Leia. After they rescued her, she took control of the whole
Oh, yeah.
operation.
That shit was wild, dude. I actually kind of liked it, though.
Right?
Her fucking, like, her attitude shit, she was really funny, though. She hops out. You're going to get us all fucking killed. It was like, well, I didn't think of you have a better plan, Miss Whatever. And then she did. She shot the fucking hole in the thing and they escaped through there.
Get in there.
That shit was great. Fucking Chewy. He's like, I don't care what it smells like. Get in there. Oh, man. Chewy's a big old softy. I love it.
Yes.
My favorite is when they're trying to, like, he's like, what they say? Fucking, he's like, he's loose. He'll tear us apart. Shoot him now.
Oh, you talking about the fucking clone, the troopers?
It's fucking like Han shouted that shit.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's Han shot it whenever they had him. They were fake. His handcuffs. So,
right. He said, he's loose. He'll tear us apart. Hurry. And they fucking
And then
shot
just
that
start
dude in the
shooting
chest.
the other stormtroopers.
That shit was so funny, dude.
No, my favorite part in that movie was whenever the fucking dude calls, is like, "What's going on in there? Nothing, nothing. Weapon malfunction. Well, everything's fine. How are you?"
Right, and he kept going, and he could have been fine, but then he said something else, and well, what's your order number or some shit? He said, oh fuck, and just shot the machine. I was like, bro, no.
It was a boring conversation, anyways. Oh my
Right, dude,
god.
fuck, and that's what I mean.
I told you, like episode four, Han was the best Han. He was hilarious.
Oh my god, dude, yeah, no, all of their shit, man, everything they did, the characters made that movie, truly. Like and I thought about this as far as filmmaking as a whole. And I want to compare it to like a lot of the shit that I talked about in in fucking X-Men 2.
Mhm.
It's very similar, but it's obviously different, but it's a little bit ish in the same ballpark of what I was talking about. Is every moment they were on screen, I didn't give a fuck what they were doing. I just liked it. But I think obviously the tension was always there, right? They're always doing something very impactful, right? We need to get the fuck out of this enemy's base, right? Or we need to get, we need to go find R2. He escaped, or whatever. Even back to the beginning, there seemed like there was always a sense of urgency or something pushing. But even, I don't know, every moment just felt good. Versus
Yeah.
I've seen not even just X-Men 2, but I've seen a lot of movies where it's like, I'm watching a scene and I don't care. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I get it, or I know what you're doing, or whatever. But it's I don't know, and I think that comes down to the characters, right? I think that's like really what a well done character can do for a movie. You just want to see more of them. You just want to see them do stuff. Just go talk or be around or something. I don't know. You know what I mean?
No.
Because even since the beginning, watching Han in the bar when he shot that dude,
Yeah.
he was cool. I just wanted to watch him do stuff. Like watch him like the little negotiation he
Uh,
had with Jabba. Him doing stuff is cool. Like him like and fucking flying the ship is cool. Like just him doing stuff is interesting.
mhm.
And it can carry what would be more of a dull scene just because the character is interesting.
I guess since we're talking about episode 4, how do you feel about because this is a very contentious, is that the word I'm looking for? It's a very highly debated
Uh,
part of episode 4. The original episode 4, Han shot Greedo first.
mm-hmm.
In this in the current iteration of it, he's Greedo shoots and then Han dodges the shot and shoots Greedo. Uh,
Interesting. It looked to me like he shot him first.
you watched it on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, if you slow it down, Greedo shoots first. That's why I was like, I don't really care. It's fine.
No, the scene looked good. Also because he was reaching for
It's
that
a
belt.
little weird because Han does twitch like a weird it has a weird quick twitch to him. That's obviously an edit.
Mm.
Um, it wasn't in the original movie
I never
because I
looked
think
hard
he
enough,
just shot
I guess.
Greedo and Greedo didn't even shoot him or something like that. Uh,
Right. See,
and then
I
they
thought he
edited
was
it
gonna do
and
that
made it
anyway.
where Greedo and Han shot at the same time, and then they edited it again and they made it where Han shot Greedo and then Greedo retaliated and then he dodged it.
I don't know. It happened so fast. I think it's still
Or
ambiguous.
my bad. Greedo shot and then Han dodged and shot back. But
Right.
yeah, so you have to slow it down to really see it or like look out for it to really see it.
Right. And even then,
But
even if that's the case, if you look at his intention, that fucker midway through their conversation, before things even got heated, he goes la 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 and looks up at the wall and does a little hand thing, and then he's
yeah.
slowly getting his gun. That fucker planned to shoot him from the beginning.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think if there is contention about it makes him look like a good guy. No, that fucker had planned to kill him from the beginning as soon as he sat down, damn near. So I
Yeah,
don't.
but the argument is that like they make him look less like a good guy. Like, yeah, he's always ready to shoot him, but he always waits for the other person to shoot him first to try to make him seem more like already leaning towards the good side instead of being a guy who was kind of a dirtbag and then came to the good side.
I didn't
Uh,
get that, but I guess it's because the scene was so fast.
yeah, but that's
So
a
yeah,
very highly contentious scene. I don't
yeah.
understand
Whoever the fuck
why,
is
but
bitching about that is stupid. You're just looking ways too far into things. Now, I do understand though, because it's not the scene I think they're bitching at. It's the idea that someone, the powers that be at Disney, tried to edit that scene to make it look like that.
yeah,
I think it still looks like he's a piece of shit, so I'm fine with it. But I will say, yeah, if they made it seem like if the scene was so edited or changed, because obviously if it was around the time they would have the power to reshoot, which they probably would have.
well, it wasn't Disney. They're not reshooting; it's just editing.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Um,
If they, that's what I'm trying to get to is that if they would have reshot, whoever the fuck is in charge would have actually reshot it. But since they can't amalgamate the scene enough to make him look like a good guy.
yeah,
But if they could, then I'd be on board with people who
yeah,
bitch.
but the edits I think were before Disney bought Star Wars.
Oh, then I
So
don't know who would die. Why would you do that anyway? It's still your vision.
yeah, I mean,
Lucas
George
wouldn't have
Lucas
done
did
that, right?
he did a lot of changes to the original trilogies
Um,
over the years
well, fuck
during the
Lucas.
different.
Um,
Huh?
but yeah, no, I think overall, if the
Did you
scene would
say
have been,
fuck George Lucas?
yeah, why not? If he's gonna change shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's
I
not
mean,
fair because
he's
that's.
done some good edits. Like what was it? Like when R2D2 was like gone in Tatooine.
Mhm.
There's and they're looking for him and he's like hiding. There's a rock in front of him. There wasn't a rock in front of him in the original shot. It was just he
Just
was
there.
just there.
That's
Like come
actually
out from
better.
behind there too, and he's like, "There's nothing there. He's hiding behind. What are you talking about?" They added a rock, and one iteration of the DVDs, and that's where we're at now. So
Well,
there's
that's
like good
fine.
edits like that. That's all I'm saying. Like
Right, right, yeah, that's
so,
fine.
whew,
Um,
and that's there's not one that I really hate until we get to episode 6. So
we talked
uh,
about that one a little bit before.
yeah, whew.
Spoilers if you haven't watched that. If you want a prequel or preview of what's gonna happen in six, then you go
Oh,
watch
I
the.
don't think no. I'm not even that upset about that one that we talked about.
Oh,
There's another one.
got
Unless
you.
we did talk about it before in Jabba's palace.
No, we didn't talk
Or
about that.
okay,
That'll be
no.
exciting. Stay tuned.
It's gonna feel very out of place if you've never seen it.
Right.
Um,
Now, did Leia ever get Luke's name before they hopped in the garbage?
yeah, he said his name whenever he first rescued her.
Because I know he opens the door. She's a little short
He
for a
said, "I'm Luke
stormtrooper.
Skywalker. I'm here with Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm here to rescue you. You know Obi-Wan?" Or he says Ben Kenobi. He doesn't say Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
But
I see. I
yeah,
didn't
I'm
think he
here.
said Luke. I thought he's like, "Hey, I'm here to rescue. I'm here with Obi-Wan." But
Nah, he says his name.
maybe okay. Because I
He
see she
says, "My
calls
name's
him
Luke
Luke,
Skywalker. I'm here with Ben Kenobi.
and I was
I'm here
like,
to rescue
"Huh."
you."
I was like, "Did she ever get that fucker's name?" My favorite though, when he gets down and tries to shoot his way out, and they lose their fucking shit on him. I already tried. Because I remember how
Yeah.
funny that scene was. I was like, yeah, the fucker freaked out and tried to shoot his way out. Makes sense. But I didn't remember the line where after Luke talks shit to him, he says, I already tried it.
Yeah.
But he had the nerve to get mad at him for doing it. Oh, that shit was funny. I don't know what that monster was in there, and why it let him go. That scene was a
No
little
idea.
weird. He was underwater for a very long time, it felt like.
Yeah.
Then he just kind of pops up, like,
I'm
hey,
gonna
I'm
go
back
with he
again.
stabbed it a billion times.
Maybe. Well, he did say. I think the implication was that he ran away because the cruncher was turned on,
Yeah.
which leads me to believe then where the fuck does this trash go? Because if the monster has a way to swim in and out to the cruncher, how deep and where does that water go? And like, what's the point of crunching it if it's just infinite expanse of
Maybe
water?
there's a hole down there that he can escape through. I don't know. Maybe he eats like the biological trash, and then like I'm making excuses for movies that, but it doesn't really need
Right, right.
explaining. But yeah, my thought process is it probably eats biological trash. You know, people are shitheads. They eat like fruits and vegetables, and they just throw the core in with like recyclables and shit. So maybe he eats like that shit, all the garbage food, and then like all the mechanical stuff that they recycle, like metals and stuff like that, gets crushed up.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I thought, yeah, but aside from him being underwater forever and just kind of popping up, um, that what do you call it? Fucking 3PO and R2 are again carrying that scene. 3PO, 3PO, help me! Oh no, I haven't talked to them in forever. I wonder what
When
happened to them.
when they're cheering, when they're cheering, people's like, "Oh no, R2, you're
Bro,
too late.
they're
They're
dying.
dying."
Listen to them. Listen to their screams. If I'd only been. Oh my god. But yeah, fucker, he said, what about the comm link? He goes, oh, I forgot I turned that off.
Oh my God.
I swear, C3PO is just Chris. Like, they could have literally just casted Chris in that role and it'd be fucking perfect.
I think he was too young.
It's okay. Reshoot it. Oh my god. What do you think? Why do you think Obi-Wan was able to hold his own against Vader? Was like, did he just have like a reminiscing thing where he didn't want to kill his old master? Or do you think Obi-Wan actually had the skills?
Bit of both.
Okay. I thought it was a bit of both. Because I was like, there's no way Obi-Wan's holding his own. But I was like, he was a master. It's not like you
I
just
mean, he
lose
was
that.
holding his own against him in episode 3.
But he beat him, right?
Right, he did beat him.
Now, technically, you could say it was the high ground. It was closer to even, potentially. But I figure he's been in. So yeah, it makes sense that he would be able to hold his own. Because he was never in command of the fight. Which would make
Yeah.
sense given that Vader's been. I don't know if Vader's been training, but at
And
least
there's
he's
like
active.
I don't want to pull from comics and stuff like that, but apparently, fucking Emperor was making Anakin's suit to make him weaker or something. I don't know. That's just, you know, stuff fans make up to make to deal with the fact that the prequels don't have like or not the prequels, but the originals don't have all the crazy action stuff that the prequels have.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't even think about that. Fuck that. They're just. It's just a sign of the times.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I pretty
but
much I gave the fight as far
yeah,
as like I gave it a pass for the time. I focused on the movements and what the
yeah,
movements meant, not the flashiness of the movements. I guess.
yeah. I would say yeah. Well, yeah, the reason why I think he can keep up with him is just because yeah, Obi-Wan's always Ben's always been that strong.
Right.
He's always been on par with Luke,
Do you think
at
he still
least a little
trains?
bit, huh?
Do you think he still trains?
Uh, No,
Because
but
that
I
would be the
also
question.
seen.
If
I would say no. He trains in the Force more than he does his lightsaber. I
that makes
guess
sense, yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Because I don't. I imagine Vader's also not training though, because he's at the top. Um, which is also why I think Luke could beat him, is
Yeah.
because he's not training no more. He got comfortable. He can still do his force choke and his different shit. And he
If
has
if we
he's
include the shows, all the new added show lore,
mhm,
I think they still train.
I think so.
Um, Obi-Wan probably didn't train prior to his show, or he didn't train during his show either. But I think after his show, he gains new uh optimism and decides he's going to start training. Uh,
Uh, Maybe yeah.
but Vader also there's a lot of I don't know what to call them under Sith apprentices, and they I imagine he trains with them. Uh,
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, he's like training the new recruits.
yeah, so
One thing I
because
really
now
really enjoyed from a writing perspective,
yeah
mainly, but it was just really cool thematically, which is why I give it so much credit as a writing perspective. Was they only sent 4 fighters to fight him, and it let them like think they escaped honestly. That shit was really fucking good because it you didn't suffer the problem of these big climactic battles and they escaped the enemy base at full capacity when clearly there's not a fucking chance that would have happened.
yeah
But you still got the cool fight scene in the in space, and I was
yeah
like, that's really awesome, and it gives a thematic way to, have the heroes escape, have this cool fight, have them win against unbeatable odds. And I was like, that's really awesome. And then immediately Leia's like, no, they let us go. You think you actually made it out of there alive? And I was like, no shit. I was thinking the same thing.
they're tracking us.
Right. I
No
thought that
way,
was really
not my
cool.
ship.
What's funny though, she says they're tracking us, and then they just take them right to the rebel base anyway.
Right?
Um,
He said,
speak.
"No way, not my ship." I guess she believed him.
I guess like, oh, that shit was funny. But
They
unless
were
they didn't
tracking.
think it was a tracking device, it was they were tracking them by following them, because that's possible.
I don't think so. I think they knew.
Maybe. Speaking also of, does the fucking Death Star have hyperspace jump or some shit?
Yeah.
How do you angle that? They mentioned in the same movie. I gotta be very precise about this. I don't want to hit anything while I'm in hyperspace. How do you
Well,
move
he
a
don't want to hit
planet?
anything. He doesn't want to hit anything when he comes out of hyperspace. When you're in hyperspace, you can't hit anything or something like that. I don't know.
Is that what it was?
I have no idea. I don't know how hyperspace works exactly, but I do recall him saying, "I don't want to hit anything when I get out of hyperspace."
Oh, I thought he meant like just in general.
He might have said in hyperspace, but I could have swore he said when I get out of hyperspace, I don't want to run into something.
Right.
Um,
Because I thought it was funny, I guess, based on that one. I'm like, it's a fucking planet. How do you get a straight line through the galaxy
it's
with
also
planets as an object?
smaller than a moon. It's big enough to think it's a small moon, but it's smaller than a regular sized moon. So like probably smaller than like Mars's moons.
I
Um,
see.
because I think they're not called small moons. I think they're just called moons.
Uh,
Um,
Maybe.
and they're like less than half the size of our moon. Um,
Right. But I did think that was kind of funny.
and getting smaller. Uh,
I liked when they're leaving. He was like, "Yeah, she's pretty something, isn't she?" Or whatever. And
yeah.
Han's like, "Yeah, not really." And then he sees Luke get all fluttery. He's like, "Well, I mean, what do you think about a princess and a guy like me?" No. He said that shit so fast. Oh my god, that shit was great. But it was though, yeah. Talking back to her, like her strong personality, I actually liked it a lot. I liked her and Han's interactions too.
She, she gave him a kiss
Who?
for good luck, Leia. I don't
Oh
know if you
yeah,
remember that.
yeah. I figured that was her being like, I don't know, given her strong personality. I figured she would
Yeah,
do that because he's a man, he's a boy, right?
right, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this'll easily take care of him. He'll do anything
He's
for
a
me.
boy. They're the same age.
Are they? She seems a lot older.
He's his twin.
I mean, yeah, lore wise, like we didn't know that at the moment though. I
Yeah,
guess
no.
she always seemed like at least 10 years older.
I think she's younger than Luke than Mark Hamill, the
Interesting. I
actress.
guess it really just depends on how you act because, like, damn, she felt like she was maybe 28, where he was like
Yeah.
18.
Well, she's been in the rebellion, right? And like Luke has like been a fucking teenager working on a farm the whole fucking time.
Right. She's like a grizzled war vet.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense. But yeah, I loved her commanding fucking shit. And one thing I also liked, I guess, but didn't like or whatever, um,
hmm
is the entirety of the fucking movie. How everyone treats Han.
Yeah.
Like, That shit's fucking hilarious. He makes it very clear. I want my fucking money. And
Yeah,
then
he
like
was Mark Hamill is 5 years older than Carrie Fisher.
that's
Uh,
funny.
she's like 19 when they filmed that movie.
Well, she acted her ass off because she had a very commanding personality.
Oh, damn right. Have you seen the videos where they talk about her acting,
Uh-uh.
or her behind the scenes? And she was very commanding and like take charge.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
My kind of woman.
I'm my kind of woman.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
she was
fucking
like
like
21,
every time they talk about shit.
1977.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think 1977 was the original Star Wars.
I guess it was like 3 years
Star
apart. It was like the first one, then the second one a year later, then
Wars
2 years later.
1970. Oh, that was episode fucking 4. So she was 17? No, 18. She was 18 when they filmed it. What? No, it came out when she was 18. They had to have filmed it and then done all the.
Well, there
So
you
yeah,
go.
so
Anyone who ever looked at her tits that whole movie, you're a child molester.
she was 17 or 18.
Yep,
So
17 confirmed. You're a bunch of freaks if you thought she was cute in that movie.
how old was Carrie Fisher? Damn it, not when she died in the first Star Wars. There we go. Ba ba. Dun 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 dun. Dun. 19.
Never mind. Correction. You were almost freaks. I did always think that's funny, right? Like, like imagine you have an actor who's like 20 years
Yeah.
old, but they play a 16-year-old in a movie, and you're like, oh,
I
she's
mean,
hot.
the guy who played Marty McFly in like most of the movies he's in, I forgot his name.
Uh,
I feel bad now. But he always played like way younger roles. Like he'd be in his 20s or playing fucking 19 or like 18, 17-year-old kids.
right. So does that make you a freak, right? If some girls are like, oh, he's cute. I
No
don't know.
idea.
Because that's always a weird thing, right? Because it's like superficial. But that's a whole other topic, though. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, fucking yeah. The whole like everyone keeps acting like Han's a good dude. That's what made me laugh. I'm like, dude, he has been very clear. Even when they're like leaving, he's like, yeah, I'm getting my money, and this is way too much for me. Like, I don't even want to be here. He had no interest in saving the princess until he said he was going to get paid, which Luke
Right.
knew. We have to go save her. She's going to die. Better her than me. I don't know this bitch. I'm like, and then he says, oh, but she'll make you filthy rich. Well, fuck it, I guess. Then he saves her. Then she's pretty much a bitch to him the whole time they're around each other. Like, literally disrespects his ability to pilot, all kinds of shit. Like, super rude, but he's still trying to get paid. And then all of a sudden, like, towards the end, she's like, oh, Han's not staying, or Han something, or about, like, him being a good dude. I'm like, what? Where did you get that? Where did any of you even get that idea? Like, there's no inclination of it throughout the whole thing.
Right.
No, I get
Not a
it
good
though.
guy
Like,
at all the entire movie.
you went
Uh,
through, like, shit together, right?
yeah.
Because he did have your back, and essentially he was like, let's go, get a move on, come on. Um, he also did try to air quotes sacrifice himself, I guess, when he ran down that hallway. It was like, you go, I'll go.
He did do that, yeah.
Ah!
I
And
love that
chase
scene.
those
He goes like,
dudes.
ah, and then he runs into a bunch of them, then he runs back.
That shit was so funny. Oh my god. I love how Chewie's behind him too. He's like struggling to catch up. Then he turns the corner and this Chewie immediately runs away. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Um, and you could argue that he did that to be a selfless guy. I don't know what he was thinking there. I imagine he actually thought that they were going to die if they went the way they did.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, I'll chase these two guys off while those two assholes go over there, and I'll escape."
Yeah, maybe.
So I think it's a little ambiguous, but that was probably the only time you could think he was any kind of altruistic. Like, but everyone
Mhm.
acted like that. Like even like fucking Luke is like, "Oh, you're really leaving?"
Yeah,
I
right.
give
Like,
Luke some credit though, because Luke is like an honest boy. So
yeah, but he already had that conversation with him when he was like, nah, fuck that. And then he was like trying to get him to fucking do it for the money.
right,
And then when they couldn't actually give him the money, you think he's gonna stay?
right. Nah, that's true. And also too, I think he was leaning on the side of altruism, in a sense, a little bit. But when you talk to him about like we're gonna go fight the Death Star, no, we barely made it out of there alive once.
And they let us.
Right. And it's like now you're gonna go back to it at full power with the shield generator and all the little suction cups and everything turned on. Like, No,
Suction cups.
whatever. What the tractor beam? It's like you're gonna have all
Yeah.
that shit turned on. No, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not going back to do that because it's literally suicide, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I respect about his character and this ideal is that like they're not in a movie. We're watching a movie, but they're not in a movie. Maybe like you asked me right now, hey guys, we're getting a platoon together. We're gonna get 20 guys, and we're gonna go break into the Pentagon. No.
You don't want to break into the Pentagon? It'd be fun.
Yeah, we got trained guys, dude. These guys have
We gotta
lasers. They have,
save ET.
yeah, they have weapons. They have lasers. Trust me, it's gonna work. No, I don't
It
give a
might.
fuck what lasers and weapons you have. We're not
You
doing
never.
that. It's not
You
gonna
never
work.
know. It might.
No.
You never know.
Like any level-headed person is not gonna go along with some crazy shit like that. So it's like ultimately, I think I just I like his character throughout, but it was pretty funny that them thinking about what do you call it all that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall the characters are fucking awesome. Dude,
Mhm.
fucking C-3PO, hang on tight, R2. You've got to come back. You wouldn't want my life to get boring without you, would you? Oh my god, I fucking can't, dude. My heart.
Looking funny.
Dude, they're best bros. I literally
Right?
can't. My
They
fucking
hate
heart.
each other, but they fucking love each other.
Right. Dude.
Well, I take it back. I think C-3PO likes R2. I don't think R2 gives a fuck about C-3PO.
Yes, I could see that. I really could.
He
I think
did.
that's
Also,
also why.
even when he was like, what was it? When he did save him in Attack the Clones, whenever his like when his body's attached to a droid, a battle droid helmet
Right.
or a headpiece, and his head is attached to a fucking battle droid's body. He just grab him by the fucking head and pull him to his fuck. He drags him across the battlefield and
Right.
reattaches his head. I think that's the only time he's ever like shown any kind of like affection or like like friendship towards fucking 3PO. Here's your head back.
Right.
He
And it's
pushed him
funny.
onto the assembly line, didn't he? In Attack of the
Yes,
Clones?
he did push him. Yes, knowing that he doesn't have rocket boosters. No, fucking R2 is a bastard, kind of. I don't know, but he's so funny. It's fucking R2.
Well, he was dedicated to the mission.
Clearly. I mean, you got to think though. He is like a battle-hardened warrior at this point,
Right. Yeah.
and C-3PO doesn't remember any of that. Maybe that's also
Yeah.
why he bullies him. Because C-3PO is kind of a bitch sometimes, so maybe that makes
Yeah.
sense why R2 bullies him. But
Probably.
did you see that dead ass 3PO was actually gonna leave him with the fucking Jawas?
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing until the red one broke. I was like, 3PO, you're not gonna mention the other one? You're not gonna say nothing? He didn't even turn around. He was just walking with Luke. All right.
Yeah, R2 was trying to go with him. He was like, hey, wait a minute.
Right. I even saw that R2 beeped and he looked, and then 3PO never looked back. He just fucking turned his back and walked away with Luke. I said, you're not serious, right? That shit fucked me up bad. But then obviously as soon as the red one broke, he was like, "Oh, now's my chance. Yeah, get that one. He's pretty good. Yeah,
I've worked with him before.
yeah." Right. And I wonder if he wasn't doing it on purpose, just to fuck with R2, just to show him like
Probably.
you need me.
He even said something to him after him. And don't say it didn't do anything for you.
Right. Maybe he knew the red one was gonna blow up or something. Maybe he sabotaged it.
Maybe.
It's a stretch, but there's a non-zero chance that he sabotaged it and he was doing it to fuck with R2. He was like,
Yeah.
"This red one's gonna blow up, so I'm gonna go ahead and make him think I'm leaving him behind, make him sweat."
Hello.
But yeah, no, that shit, dude. And then when they come back after R2 was shot, dude, it sounded like 3PO was a droid. Sounded like he was about to cry. You must repair him. If any of my circuits or gears could help. Oh my god. I fucking can't, dude. Best bromance in all of ever.
Where were we? We were talking about
Oh, you missed the last part?
no, I didn't miss the last part. I was trying to take it back to the chronological.
Oh, we're pretty much that was right at the end. Before they go up in the plane, and then fucking Porkins, bro, my guy Porkins, he should have pulled up, dude. Come on, Porkins.
Fun fact, they reused a lot of those some deleted scenes from red leaders and all those guys for
Mhm.
Rogue One whenever they're assaulting the planet
That's
that
really
had the Death Star
cool.
plants. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much that's all I had actually. That's the end of my notes because the biggest problem I had at the end is it just fucking ends. Like
It does. I will say,
the
like
movie's just over.
my only complaint with Episode 4 is probably that after they leave the Death Star, it does kind of get a little less interesting
But
after
there's
they
nothing
escape the.
left. They land. They had the best moment of all the bromance in my history. Then there's a ceremony and it's over. And that
Yeah,
ceremony was very unceremonious. It just kind of fucking happened. I was like, what are these medals? Who are these people? What are they getting? What's gonna happen next? Nothing.
nothing.
Just there's
They did
not
that with
even
Episode 1.
dialogue.
They did the same thing in Episode 1
Um, I guess
after
number
the.
one, I guess I gave it a pass because we knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Also, we knew that was the Senate, or we knew like
Well,
what the fuck.
we did after they got the whole medals and everything. Did we have the funeral first? Yeah, we had the funeral. We had the fallout of what happened first. All the bad shit, all the people dying, and
Right,
we had the funeral for Obi-Wan, right? Did we have a funeral? Or
Qui-Gon?
not Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon? Um,
I
yeah, because he
think.
said, what's gonna happen to me now?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we get the celebration.
Right.
So we had
Yeah.
already gotten all the fallout. Whereas this one, we get all right, kid, let's go home, and then they have the fucking celebration, and it's over.
Right. And there's no dialogue in the celebration either, so it's just like you
There's no
could
dialogue in
effectively
celebration episode
just
one
end
too,
the
but
movie. Like,
yeah,
and it's like that's weird. Yeah, it just abruptly ended. That was the only thing that was weird for me. Other than that, phew, solid. Not amazing, but just very solid. The characters and the acting are only what's holding it up. I think
yeah.
that if it weren't for 3PO and R2's bromance, how handsome and dashing Han was, how Leia was super
Solid
commanding,
acting.
like all fucking even Chewie had really good moments. Like if it weren't for the characters really elevating the movie, I might have gave this one like a fucking 5.56. But I'll give it a 6.5 probably. Um,
Shit. Uh, 7.
7. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
good.
No, that's
That's
the
good.
only time in
I
our
feel like
life.
you're
That's
forgetting what
no, no,
my
you're
scale is.
misunderstanding me. That's the only time
Uh,
in my life you've ever rated something higher than me. Ever.
uh,
Because I like most
no.
movies and you like everything but you rate them lower. We can like a movie equally, you'll give it a lower rating. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's
Well,
never happened before. So this
what
is
did I
actually a
rate
shock.
episode 3? Hold on.
Huh?
So what did I rate episode 3? Hold
I
on.
can't remember. I don't even know what I rated it. I know
Because
it
I
was
think
the same
I
as
like episode
2.
3 way more than I like. No. I don't know. This rewatch I really, really, really liked a lot of bits. I was like, oh yeah, I love this part. Oh yeah, there's the droids, especially the droid stuff. I
Right.
really, really liked it more than I used to. Uh,
Right.
I'm gonna go with 7. It's gonna be just flat. That just feels right. So it's flat 7.
Right.
No point, nothing. Um, so
I give it a 6.5 just because it's
Mhm.
I love the dialogue, I love the characters and everything, but as far as a movie to go
there's
watch,
there's
it
nothing negative for me to say about it,
it's
honestly.
not very exciting. Um,
Nah.
now that you just put it that way, I normally rate movies based on that.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm not following suit. I'm giving a special treatment or a sort of I'm giving a comparison treatment to this and the first three since we're on the same roll.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I'm being unfair to it actually because I think if I put it in a vacuum, right? If I put this in a vacuum and I do it as a movie by itself, fuck man, I'd give it a 9.
Yeah,
I give
maybe
it a
a
9, almost maybe
6.5.
yeah,
I
I
might
give it
have to
about a
drop it
9.
down to 6.5. I might be just having nostalgia goggles and not rating it correctly.
Well,
I'm gonna go with
I actually gotta give it a 9 then, yeah. And I think because I let my personal things get involved because I
yeah,
was immediately comparing it to 2 and 3, which I like more than that one. But
yeah.
not because I like 2 and 3 more, but it's because I think 2 and 3 are more exciting and they do more with the world. But I think the acting and the characters in this movie are so much better. And it's like, well then what's the rating of this movie? Not what's the rating of this movie in regards to other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not fair. The rating of this movie by itself with no other outside influence, I'd give it a 9. Fuck, man. I mean, you really can't do much better. Almost maybe a 10. Because what the fuck else can you do? There's nothing to make that movie better to me except the ending, which maybe takes away points, which is why I give it closer to a 9 then.
Yeah.
But fuck, man. Other than the ending, there's no way to make
I'll
that movie
say
better.
I'll probably give it somewhere between a 6.5 and a 7.
Right.
I don't think I can give it higher than a 7.
Right.
Yeah,
I appreciate
but
that you said that though. That you mentioned like what it did wrong because that is my normal rating system. But
yeah,
we're doing all these movies in like a row, so it's
yeah,
beginning to fudge my general
yeah. How
look.
you rate movies?
Yeah, that's not
Uh,
very good. That's
Yeah,
dangerous. I never thought about what other stuff am I doing that with, right?
yeah.
But that's all I had. That's why I said this would be an easy one, quick, easy, man. There's just not much to say. It's
A
just fucking
short
good,
episode.
right?
I was that
Short story
after
short,
I don't even think I have to fucking take anything out of this one.
right?
Uh,
Short story short, it's fucking good. Go watch it. That's why I said literally you could probably just take the first 5 minutes of this video and leave. Like you didn't even need the rest of this.
so let's talk about how good it is. Like
Right.
gushing about the dialogue and the jokes and shit.
Right. I wonder who
Uh,
wrote the dialogue because that was what made the movie.
I don't
Well,
know.
that and the acting ability.
It had to have been George Lucas. I don't know if it was George Lucas or his friend. I don't know how heavily involved his friend was in
Right.
the first one.
Because
Um,
fuck, man, that's pretty good. And there's just not as much of this, I
I
think.
know they hired. I know for episode 5 they hired someone else to write the script,
Ah,
um, which is unfortunate. But uh, yeah.
yeah.
So for everyone out there, like, subscribe. We have a Twitter account now. Come to
Hell
our
yeah.
patrons. You can get a whole month and a half in advance because I'm slow at editing these.
Right. Get
The
all the
uncuts are
juicy
up there though. So
juicy
if you
content.
pay some money, you can just go watch the uncuts. Watch 4 hours of us talking about uh uh One Punch Man.
Right. We did pretty
Or,
good these last ones. I
well,
think we
She-Hulk's been in 4 hours. That's
Woo!
the only one.
Oh, buddy.
The rest of them are roughly 2 hours to
Right.
3 hours.
I think
Um,
so far our series have been pretty good.
right.
Because X-Men
Also,
and
we
Star
we
Wars.
did do like the X-Men movies, 3 movies for each one. Oh, we did 3 movies for one and then 4 movies for another one. So they were like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and I was
Right.
just like,
But we're pretty much on topic most of the time,
yeah,
which is good. I think you know what it is. I've also been
practice.
drinking less and less and less.
I was about to say we've been doing this a little bit more, so it's like we're kind of getting more used to staying on topic, and
I'm also taking notes now.
that is true. You are taking
So
notes.
I'm not drinking and I
It's
take
funny. I was
notes.
taking notes in the first couple of ones, and then it seemed like we are just derailing everywhere. So I said, "All right, I'm gonna stop taking notes." And you started taking notes, and I was like, "Well, he's taking notes. I don't have to take notes anymore."
Yeah, no. I pretty much was like, I guess we're transitioning to being more professional, but probably we'll end up doing like specials then. Because I still want to go back to just drunk bullshitting about things.
Oh, definitely.
Because that's always fun.
Those gonna be member only videos. There you go. Subscribe for that.
Just grease the hinges. Good
I'm
God.
sorry.
Look at Mr. Krabs over here.
He is my favorite character. I barely watched that show, but
The
Mr.
money is
Krabs,
always right.
the money is always right.
Well, yeah, thank you guys. Fucking love you, dudes. Stay tuned for whatever the hell we do next. But thank you for
It'll be
watching.
episode 5.
Yeah, the 5th annual Star Wars incoming. Be ready.
Damn, we've been doing this for 5 years. All right.